person that has 1 to 5 credit accounts, where they could be loans or credit cards, and you want to get 700 plus credit score, and you want to qualify for better cards and better terms and better products overall, including business funding, and this is the video for you. I'm Paulo with BizSpark Solutions, and I help people with credit repair, and I also help people with business funding, where we can get you up to $100,000 within 30 to 60 days. So let's start. How do you build your personal credit? What do these creditors, lenders look for? They look for somebody that's using the money that they have and paying them back. That's it. There's other things that come into your credit score, but those are the two biggest factors, right? Because if you are late, that means you can't pay them back fast. So why would they give you more money? And if you're not using it, why would they give you more money? So those are the things that we want to use to consider throughout the whole process. So first things first, when you have zero credit history or 1 or 2 accounts, if you have 0 cards, then ideally you need to apply for a card. Get a cash secure credit card. You can go to Chase, Amex, Bank of America, or any of the larger national banks out there. And the goal is you're going to give them $500 minimum, but ideally $1,500. So you have a $1,500 limit on a credit card that you can use. It could be MasterCard, Visa, etc., Amex, Discover. And you can use that card, and you should use it. You should use it to pay all your bills, to buy all your sneakers, to buy all the things that you need, and then pay it off when the statement comes in. Never make sure that it's never paid late. What you want to do is you want to keep this card for 6 months, use the card, pay it off every time, and then you can apply for another card. So at least you have 6 months of history, and in that 6 months that you're using a card, you're not applying for any other cards. You can apply for a loan, but don't go shopping like crazy and get hit with like 5-10 inquiries because you really need a card that bad. If you're not qualified to get a loan, then stop after like 3, please. And then after that, you can go back to what are your personal limits. Now, if you don't have a cash secured card and you have a regular credit card already with limits that are under 5,000, then you want to go through this process. If it's under 5,000, you want to bump it above 5,000. 5,000 is kind of like, if you have $1,000 limit, $500 limit, 30,000, 50,000 seems very, very far. But if you have a $5,000 limit, now it's much closer. And in the eyes of the lenders, they consider 5,000 a way as kind of like somebody that has more experience, right? Because a lot of people start off with 1,000. So if you have 5,000, 5x more than when you started, that starts to show these creditors, these lenders, that you are responsible with your credit. Not only that, but it takes time to get here, so they consider that too. So if you're under 5,000, you want to increase the limit on that one card. You don't want to get another card. The way to do this, the fastest way to do this, is to lower your usage for this card under 20% by the time you apply. But you can use it for the next billing cycles, the next 3. Try to use more than 50%. And then pay it off. More than 50% if you can, and then pay it off. And then you also want to reduce, if you have another card, well, this is part of the tree, but ideally when you do apply to get a credit limit increase, you want to be under 20% for this card. After 3 monthly statement cycles, call the card company, the lender, and ask for an increase. You want to ask for 100% increase. So if you have $3,000, ask for $6,000. And you repeat this for every 3 months. So if you're at 1,000, you will have basically a $4,000 limit, ideally $6,000 in a year. So it does take time, but this is the fastest way to do it, unless you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. Now, to go back to the top here, that's for somebody that basically has nothing. An authorized user can be helpful for certain things, but it's not going to help you get this. Now, if you have 3 to 4 accounts, and they could be AUs, but really it's 3-4 accounts primary. There's a couple of things to consider, right? If you have at least 1 or 2 cards and they're both under 5,000, then pick one card to start. If it's under 5,000, you go to that same process we just went through. Now, if you have a card that's already over 5,000, you want to reduce the usage on all of the cards and then open another card account. It could be Chase, Bank of America, regional banks, etc. The point of this is you want to have ideally more than 5 accounts. 5 to 7 is kind of like, to the lender, somebody that has a lot of different credit options. They are responsible. They are using credit. They probably have revolving accounts. They have credit accounts that they're paying monthly, etc. So follow this tree here. If you don't have any loans, close is okay. If you have a loan, even if you already paid it off, leave it there. It's good to have one or two. If you have anything that's closed that's over 10 years old, gets cleaned off your credit report, the public one. Now, they can still stay within the actual lenders themselves and the computers, but it doesn't show on the credit report. Now, if you don't have any loans and you're somebody that really wants to improve the credit score, and now you want to maybe push 800 and you want to get like maximize business funding, ideally, you want to have at least one loan on your record. It could be you can open a secured loan of $1,000 and then pay it off in the next month, and just leave a small balance and just pay a little bit, $1 each month. So you're gonna have like the loan already pretty much paid off 90+% in like a month or two, and that just looks really good for you in the report. If you have any late payments, yes, then and it's an open account, you need to wait 2 years. If you don't want to close that account, it's like decent limits, and you don't want to just like get rid of it because you need it, then you need to wait 2 years. There are companies that can do credit repair, but this takes such a long time to repair, 6 to 8 months, if it even happens, that sometimes it's just better to wait 2 years. And this is going to impact the business funding. This is going to impact getting loans. It's going to impact you with higher rates. It's going to hurt your credit. At least for 2 years, it will hurt you pretty good. And then if you wanted to do credit repair, then you could do credit repair. But like I said, it does take time. Now, if you have any other negatives, then open late payments. Now, if you have closed accounts with late payments, or if you have a bankruptcy, or if you have charge-offs, repos, anything of that nature, then you want to do credit repair. If you have bankruptcy, that's very difficult to get off. Errors are much easier to get off. Charge-offs, repos, and they all stay there for 7 years. And some of them will stay there for 10 years, depending on the bankruptcy. So if you have it on there, I highly recommend talking with a credit repair company like ourselves. At least have set up a call and we can discuss it. And then for the first 3 years of having a charge-off or repo, it really hurts you. Nobody wants to lend money to you. But if then you build for the next 2-3 years, if you're making your payments and you are using your other credit that exists, paying off your car, etc., then that's when these lenders start saying like, okay, we will open a card with you, etc. But it does take time. Now, if you don't have any negatives, then you want to keep it up. So that pretty much solves it. It's a mix of the cash secure cards and the loan is the biggest help. And the way to think about it is for $500, $1,500 that you put there, you'll actually open tons of opportunity for you in the future, right? Because you start getting cash back when you have a business and you need more money. You need to scale your business. If you like to do traveling, you want to use the points and points hacking and things like that. You really need good credit, and to get there faster is much better. It's very hard to do it by yourself if you don't know what you're doing, but having this chart here is going to help you get to 700 plus and get you to 3 to 5 accounts, ideally 5 accounts in the 2 years, and that's the goal. And there you have it. Comment below, ask questions below, subscribe to the content. I'll be posting more of the content with credit repair, building your credit, and business funding.